Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video because we are diving into a bunch of new products that I've recently picked up from Sephora, Ulta, new releases on TikTok. I'm so excited. We got a full face using these products. Now you guys, before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to get a big thumbs up. But if you want to see what products I used and how I got this look using those products, just keep watching. Okay, you guys, this is not necessarily a new palette, but it's one that I received in my subscription box that I unboxed yesterday evening, and I want to dive into it. This is the Alamar Nudeas. This one, it's their Exotica palette. It has cranes. What is that, a jaguar? Like, I love the animals on here. The color story is really gorgeous. It's something that I gravitate towards. Neutral shades are not everyone's cup of tea. I have to use them on a daily basis for work and kind of subdued. Sometimes when I'm getting ready to go out with some friends after work, after a long day, I'll like zhuzh it up a little bit to make it a little bit deeper. But for work in uniform, I gotta keep it a little toned down. So I feel like I could reach for this on a daily basis. I'm looking at the shade, what is it, Unica? That one I think I could get away with on a daily. The other shades are a little bit deeper, and then the white shade has like a pinky tone to it. So I'm like, I don't know about that, but I'm gonna go ahead, swatch these, see what they look like. There's 4 shimmers, 4 matte shades, cream, pink, and browns. I'm here for it. And then I've got a bunch of other items that I've picked up from Sephora, Ulta, TikTok shop. I'm excited to dive in and see what they're all about and just kind of chit chat with you guys about what's going on, what's upcoming, some things are going on. But let me go ahead, swatch these and see what we're playing with. Okay, you guys, color story is gorgeous. The shimmers are beautiful. I really like, what is it, Alma Gemella? It's that beautiful white shade with the pinky undertones. Really love that. And then Selva's kind of a scarab shade. The other two aren't very shifting like Selva and Alma Gemella. Gemella? Am I saying that right? But I feel like I can get some daily use out of this, which I appreciate. And I've never tried Alamar Cosmetic eyeshadow palettes before. I did grab their blush palette because I do not have a new blush to try in front of me. So I figured might as well stick true to the first brand that I'm playing around with. Now let me go ahead, prime my eyes, and then we will dive into this palette. Okay, you guys, I think I'm gonna play around with the pink and brown, the light brown shade. I say pink and brown, there's literally 4 matte shades in here. But I think I'm gonna stick with the mauve tones vice the cream. I don't go for cream that often. So popping into the shade Mauvette, my fluffy crease brush. Put that in the crease in the outer V area, and then we'll deepen it up with the brown. It's really pretty, and there's some really good payoff just dipping in. I am glad that I received this in my subscription box. And what's crazy is, I don't know that I've ever just purchased from their site. I think I've received most of my stuff in my subscription boxes. I'm not mad at it because I like the quality of the products that I've received. I don't know why I've never purchased. And there's some brands that are like that I have in my collection, and I'm like, oh, I really like the quality. But I've never purchased them because they were in a monthly subscription box from Ipsy or BoxyCharm. It's a good start. And I don't know that I want it to be super dark. I think I just want to go into a lighter tone. Temptation. I'm gonna go into a light brown shade, which is Temptation. I think that's how you say it. It's pretty though. Sticking on my fluffy crease brush, we're just gonna go a little bit closer to the center and place it. Just blend it out a little bit. All right, you guys, some things have been going on. So I've talked to you guys in the past about the fact that there's been some stuff going on with my nose where it's starting to sag down right here. There's a perforation in my septum, and then I think it's this side that's starting to like cave in that we've noticed. When we were on our way to Kentucky, I got a phone call from the surgery scheduler, and she had availability. It's not at like my local military medical. It's actually up north closer to Jamie, where she lives in like Hampton Roads or northern Hampton Roads area. And so I got confirmation on Thursday, one of those 2 days, that we're gonna have it November 14th. I'm gonna have surgery on my nose. And this, I know it needs to be done. And Luke, when I told him, he's like, are you good? Like, are you ready for it? And I was like, no, I'm not ready to have surgery. but I know that I need it. I know that I don't want my nose to cave in later on down the road and it be something worse. Right now, there's a way forward, but no, I never like having surgery. I've refused to have surgery on injuries like my knee or my ankle as long as I could put it off. I did have reconstructive ankle surgery after I was told that like rehab and physical therapy would no longer work, but I pushed as long as I could until I couldn't anymore. So this one is just mostly preventative because we don't know what could happen later on down the road with what we're already noticing and seeing with my nose. And I was like, okay, well, I can notice my breathing is different too, because like when I had my deviated septum surgery when I was like 13, I was a mouth breather. And then when I had my surgery to fix my deviated septum, I could breathe both through my nose and my mouth. And especially like running or working out, like that's crucial. All right, I like how this looks. We'll probably put more of the pink in after we like do base products. Looking at the shades, I don't know if I want to go as dark as like Chameleon. I'm going to pop into the shade Unica. It's a really pretty glittery like champagne shade. Ooh, I love that. We're going to place it right here in the center. But I know that on the 14th of November, I will go in for surgery. Now, there's two options. The first option she gave me was take cartilage from my rib cage and then use that in my nose to rebuild my septum. My body is more likely to not reject something that is my own body part, whereas the other option is a cadaver. And what? We want a what? No, ma'am. I appreciate your option, but we'll go with number one. It may suck because I know that I'm not going to be able to work out afterwards. Like there's going to be things I cannot do. We're not putting someone else's cadaver parts. Nope. We're good. I'm good. I'm good. Let me go do this eye. I'll be back so that we can do everything else. Okay, guys. Now to dive into some of the base products that I've picked up. And I've talked about it in the past. I don't usually try a new primer and foundation at the same time, but I have two new foundations to try out and I was like, I need to do this. And if I don't like how it looks at the end of this video, I will go and try them separately and see what worked and what didn't. We have a new primer. So this is Iconic London Underglow Blurring Primer. Now, I should have pulled up the information. I want to say I bought this from Ulta. Let me look. Oh, 21 Days of Beauty is going on. By the time this video goes live, it's probably not, but it just popped up and I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, you guys, I was having technical issues trying to log into Ulta. It turns out I bought it from Sephora. All right, so what this is, skincare makeup hybrid primer with vitamin C and blue light protection, delivers a subtle glow, minimizes the look of pores and fine lines, which pores right here, fine lines, under eye crinkles, you know, the things we're trying to blur and make disappear. Highlight, so concerns are pores, uneven skin tone for every type of skin type, normal, oily, dry combination. Vitamin C, Artemisia capillaris, and soft focus blurring powders. Primer is completely unique skincare makeup hybrid formula that not only helps to enrich and protect your complexion with kind to skin ingredients, but ensures your makeup applies like a dream and lasts all day long with an ultra soft, fresh face, just applied finish. I'm here for that. What was it? This was back in like 2016, 2017. Was it that long? I started my channel in 18. I want to say it was 17, 18 that we had all of the like beauty serums, the glowy effect primers. I was here for it. My skin is naturally oily, but I took a whim. I was watching some of these videos and I was like, ooh, let me go try that out. I found something that I really loved and I forgot the name of the brand. They're no longer around, but I'm bummed because I loved their priming serums. It just gave some like highlighty glow. And then of course I'm always like smoothing over, but this kind of reminds me of that. So it's kind of got like the champagne dewy focus type of effect. So we're gonna go in, I think I'm just gonna put it on this side of the face so I can compare. So it does have like a glowy effect or like look to it. I did do my skincare a little while ago before I did some of my B-roll videos. I like to let it soak in. The skin feels nice. I don't know if I need a little bit more just like in my porous areas. We'll just dab that right there. Now, let's grab the mirror. So I can't tell that it like smoothed this out. It's supposed to blur it, but I'm seeing like there is the glowy effect. there is a sheen. Don't hate that, especially because as I've gotten older, I have a better appreciation for glowy products and then setting it with a mattifying powder. But it doesn't look like it's like made anything disappear. It might have. We'll see when I apply my makeup. And I still have my Tarte Timeless on my table and I'm like, ooh, do I just try the products without this and hope everything like looks great? Let's go ahead and do the rest of the face. Remember back in the day when we would like, every influencer was like dripping the serums and oils down their face and you just could not get away from it. It was everywhere. And I'm like, why are we doing this? Like just place it where it's supposed to be, apply it, and like hope everything looks good. You don't need to dribble half the bottle down your face and your cheeks. All right, so I'm just gonna apply this. I'm not gonna do my Tarte Timeless because I want to see, one, how this looks, and then two, I have a new foundation. So this is the Benefit Porefessional Foundation. I have mine in 14C Phenomenal. I went in store to shade match this because when I was trying to use the Sephora app, which for a lot of brands, I'm able to, whatever my like favorite foundation in color at the time, I'm able to shade match to that. For this, it didn't look right. So I went in store and swatched on the back of my hands to see what shade. So I'm really hoping it's still my shade. We're just gonna do it on one side to start out. We'll start there. It looks like it's the right shade. And I'm surprised because it's 14C means it's cool, but I have like redness and peachy undertones and it's fine. Everything is fine. My skin looks nice. Like it looks flawless. So it's not full coverage, which I appreciate. Like I still have my like beauty marks that are showing through. It's supposed to be buildable. So if I wanted to go in more, and I didn't use the most at all. Like I just went in with a couple dots here to see. And even then, I'm still depositing color off of my brush. It looks nice. I mean, I still can see my pores through here. They're not perfectly smooth. Granted, I do have setting powder that will help with that. All right. We'll talk through everything else I was talking about while I apply the rest of this foundation. So I joke about, no, I don't want parts from a cadaver. My understanding from talking to the surgeon when we were going over options was that if I used parts from someone else, that my body could reject it and I could have to go in to do the surgery again. I don't want to do that. I would rather go in and have the surgery done once, deal with a little bit of like discomfort for a couple weeks, because I think she was saying the convalescent, like don't go to work and stay home, is about 2 weeks, possibly 3, depending on how I'm healing. I won't be able to work out. I won't be able to do Pilates or strength training. I might be able to do some arms, like with light weights, but if they're pulling from, like if they're doing an incision in my rib area, I'm not going to be doing sit-ups. I'm not going to be doing a lot of working out. Which sucks because being laid up for 2 weeks, I get antsy. When I had my ankle surgery, I got clearance from the doctor that when I felt comfortable and was not on pain meds, I could do upper body workouts. But I had to sit in a chair, I had to keep my feet on the floor and do the minimal from like knee down, because he didn't want me to cause any damage to what we had already done. And I had to do it wearing my boot, or I couldn't take my bandage or boot off when I did my working out, because in case I dropped a weight, and I needed to be realistic with my weights so I wasn't lifting too heavy. So I just had like, was it 15 and 20 pounds in the house? But I get stir crazy. Granted, sometimes it's nice to just veg out on the couch, hang out with the fur kids, but I also know, like, not going to the gym, like, I like the endorphins that I get from working out in the morning and going into work, and it puts me in a better mood knowing that the day could probably not be my favorite day. But after going to work out, like, I feel better. I have a better outlook, like how the day's gonna go. I have a better mood. So I just gotta be realistic and like manage expectations with myself. Like, it might suck not being able to work out for a week, 2 weeks, whatnot. Okay, so far I like how my skin looks. I'll know more once I set my face, and I'm gonna film everything because I have a new bronzer, a new contour. I don't have a new powder, no new blush. We're just gonna go through all the things and just kind of talk about all of it. All right, so I have a new contour. This is the Haus Labs Precision Sculpt Shaping Balm in the shade Sculpt. I just picked this up. I'm super excited for this. I really hope it's the right shade. We'll go, that might have been too much. We'll start here. So that I do have scheduled. The other thing is, Luke's messaged me. He's like, who do I need to fly out there to take care of you during your recovery? And I'm like, Luke, no one's taking time off to be my like bedside nurse. And he's like, I'd come home if I could. And I was like, sir, we already knew like you weren't gonna be here. So I like the color on this and the cool tone, but I feel like I probably could have added more right through here. It's fine. But he's already like, do I need to fly this person there to take care of you? And I'm like, I should be fine. Like, it might suck. I might need to sleep on the couch for like a couple. We do also have a guest room downstairs that I could stay in. I could set everything up downstairs. Am I going to stay downstairs? Probably not. I'm probably going to be stubborn. Even when I had my ankle surgery, I was still in bed the first night. Like, I wanted to be in my bed, snuggled up with my cat and just my comforts. So I like how this looks right now. It is a nice cool tone. Dixon's mad that the neighborhood dogs are barking and someone's walking their dog in front of the house. He's not happy. But we at least have a way forward. I'm also glad that it's not after like the first of the year, because we have so much going on. My retirement, our wedding, Luke's return home. Like, I don't want to be laid up when he's returning and then not be there on the pier when he gets back. But I know my last trip of the year is October with Emily. And then I got the surgery in November. Thanksgiving, Christmas, like, I'm staying here. I'm staying local unless things change, but I'm not really going anywhere. So it just makes sense that I stay here to do my surgery and everything. Okay, now I also have the Natasha Denona, what is this? The Hy-Sculpt Liquid Bronzer. I got mine in the shade Toasty, which is for tan. I feel some sort of way that this is a pump. Like, it would have been cool if like the Makeup by Mario where it's a pump and like a little wand. I would love that. However, that's not what this is. And I'm like, okay, so I haven't watched videos on how people have been applying this. I'm just gonna cross my fingers and hope for the best. This makes me so nervous. I'm like, I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand. Okay. That's the smallest little dot, which is fine. And I'm gonna use my brush to pick it up and see if we can just bounce it into place. But like, and I love Natasha Denona. I saw her live at Sephora doing makeup application, and I love her products. But like, at the same time, as a makeup artist, and I'm not a makeup artist, I just have a passion and love for makeup. But she is a makeup artist, and I'm like, why wouldn't she make this a wand? I'm not a huge fan of this. Oh, now I'm making a mess. Okay, we're gonna boop, boop. I'm not even a fan of how I'm trying to do this. Anyone else tried this out and I'm gonna like, what the heck is this? I can't be the only one that is like, why is it a pump? Granted, it is blending nicely. And I did just order her foundation. I actually have an in-store pickup at Sephora that I need to go do. That's a whole nother story. We'll talk about it in a second. So like, that's why surgery is in November. It's leading into the holiday season. If Grandma was still here, she would be like my bedside nurse. When I had my jaw surgery, she flew in to help take care of me. And my ex-husband was so thankful. My grandmother was a retired psychiatric nurse, but in order to get into a specialty, you have to start with the basics. So she was definitely like there for me during that. And I'm not gonna cry. I really am not gonna cry. I've been doing so good too. The other thing is, if I'm laid up in bed post-surgery on the anniversary of her passing, maybe I won't think about it as much, because she passed away November 17th. If I'm laid up in bed on November 14th, I will probably just hang out at the house, watch some movies, order lots of Uber Eats. But yeah. Okay, I like how this is blended out. I'm hung up on it being a pump. It's fine. It is like depositing little tiny dots, which is nice. But like, there's gotta be a better application of this. All right, so we're just gonna do one more little sweep up right here. Pull it forward, pull it into the hairline. And then for the jaw, there. You guys, I was just talking to Emily. So Lady Gaga has extended her tour. Emily is going. She got tickets for New York again. I would totally go with her, but I just don't have the time to like take off and go with her, because I've mapped out my time off for my terminal leave, which sounds morbid, but that's what we call it in the military when you're retiring or like separating, is your terminal leave. Like, the termination of your time. It's fine. But it's funny because Emily absolutely loves Lady Gaga, who owns Haus Labs, and I want to go. When she told me she was getting tickets again, I was tempted to be like, ooh, get me one too. And then I was like, nope, be realistic, girl. You just went. You don't need to go a second time. I know there's some people that do that. I don't have the time on the books to do that and like be able to get everything else I need to do prepped. I will be setting my face with the Huda Beauty setting powder, which I'm almost done, you guys, and I can break open the fresh new one that I just ordered, which is sitting in my drawer. And then I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape Radiant. Love this concealer. I always do contour, bronzer, concealer, and then my blush. Less is more with this. Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh, I have my Sephora pickup order. I had a brain fart for a second, you guys. So I have a Sephora pickup order. Well, I had actually done an order, what was it, last week? Week and a half ago? And I had ordered the Natasha Denona High Glam Foundation. I needed to buy a new concealer. She came out with the foundation and I was super stoked for it. Now, my thing is like I could order it from Natasha Denona, but if the shade match isn't right and I need to switch it out, it is easier to order from Sephora and I can switch it out at Sephora. Well, I ordered it, but before my package got here, and it was supposed to be delivered the Friday that we were in Kentucky. And I had someone watching Sochu. She was bringing my mail in, but my Sephora package never showed up. And I get a notification that my package is damaged and they won't be delivering it. And I was like, wait, what? So by the time we got back, because I was like, okay, well, maybe it's an error. Maybe like it did get delivered. Like, let me check my mail when I get home. We were only gone for like 3 or 4 days. And then I will deal with what I need to do. So I get home, there's no Sephora order. And I was like, okay, fine. But I'd ordered the Natasha Denona High Glam Foundation. And I was really hoping it was going to be here when I got back so I could try it out because I love the concealer. I was super excited for the foundation, especially because I'm still piloting like all the stuff I have in my collection, like what's going to be my makeup for the wedding because I will be doing my makeup. I'm not hiring a makeup artist. I thought about it, but I haven't had the best luck in the past. We're using my YSL Make Me Blush liquid blush in the shade 44. And I was like, okay, well, we're not going to chance it because we fly down a couple days before the wedding and I'll have a hair trial, but I don't want to like a couple days before. Hair's not going to be difficult. How I want to do my hair is nothing crazy. If they mess it up, I can fix it. Like I have an idea of, and I've already sent photos to the wedding planner down there who's given it to the spa and they're like, yes, we can do that. That's super easy. Whereas makeup, I'm like, makeup's not difficult. But I've had in the past where I've had for an event, this is before I was like got way good at doing my own makeup, which that sounds like really conceited. I used to just do liner, mascara, lip gloss. That was it. I didn't do everything I do now. Wasn't confident and comfortable with it, but I've played around, I've practiced with it. I like how I do my makeup. I get compliments from friends and like just strangers about my makeup. So I think I do a pretty good job. You guys give me compliments all the time. I really appreciate it. It like definitely boosts my confidence. So I'm confident in my capability to do my makeup for my wedding, especially if I'm practicing and if it's something that's similar to my everyday, but just a little bit more glam or like a little bit heavier so that it lasts throughout, then I shouldn't be like in a panic, traumatized about my makeup not turning out. Whereas if I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that a makeup artist I've never met before is gonna get my makeup down pat, like I'd rather just take my makeup, do a couple practice runs here, especially going out with friends, and we've got some glam events coming up like the Marine Corps ball. We're gonna go to that. I think it's the week before I have my surgery. I have a wedding in Paris that I'm going to with Emily. It's not glam, but I'll still like get ready and everything. Like I have things that I can practice. So I'm not gonna be going in dry for my makeup. Well, I'm super stoked to be trying out the Natasha Denona because I'm like, ooh, if I love the foundation as much as I love the concealer, like I still have my contenders. There's been a couple that I've tried out recently again from my collection. I'm like, I love this. But seasons change, temperatures change. I need to have some stuff on standby. The days leading up to the wedding, I'll like try out my makeup that I take with me because I'll probably take primary, secondary, and tertiary foundations. And we have 3 days before the wedding that I can, in the climate down there, wear it all day, try it out, see what I like, and see what lasts. I know what lasts in this weather in Norfolk, which has been kind of bipolar lately. But, you know, so I'm excited to try the High Glam foundation. That is my pickup order today. So when, I think I derailed that conversation, but when I got back and I saw that the package didn't get delivered and that it truly was damaged, I reached out to Sephora. And so the lady who I did it via chat, I did it via their chat bot, who ended up getting me a live person. And they were like, okay, well, here's what's the tracking number? What's the shipping address? Like, they asked for the details. I gave it to them. And they're like, okay, yes, we saw that it was damaged. It was not delivered. Let me look to see if all your products are available. If they're available, do you want me to redo the order? And I was like, yes, absolutely. However, everyone is on the same page as me and is like, I want to try that foundation. It was sold out. Well, this morning when I woke up, I happened to get on Sephora, and I set up for text alerts, but I didn't get a text alert saying it was back in stock. It just so happened that my store in the area has a few in stock. So I did a pickup order for the foundation and the concealer. I ordered the foundation. I forgot to reorder my concealer, which I love the concealer. So this morning I was taking care of some business emails. I was helping. So my sister and her fiance, it's my sister's birthday tomorrow, and they are so bummed. I really wanted to go with them. She invited me to go on the trip with her, but I just had Kentucky. It's out of the country, and that takes a little bit longer to coordinate and plan because we have to get special permissions for a lot of things for military. And I just did that for Paris, and I was like, there's no way I would be able to get everything done before we would fly out. But I was helping him with his hotel in one of the locations by the time this views, they'll be home. So they flew into Barcelona, and they're in Spain. And then he was taking her to Costa Brava. And then now they are heading, in 2 days, they're going to be heading to Tuscany. And I helped him book this villa at a wine hotel and spa. And it's so beautiful. But he messaged me this morning. He's like, I know you sent me all these options, and I've been looking at them, and I just forgot to message you back. And I was like, no worries, life happens. They're literally in Spain right now, and he's been trying to make sure everything's taken care of. And he and I were conspiring her birthday trip, because he was like, I had just signed up for Fora as a travel advisor and was doing all my trainings and stuff, and I love to travel anyways, but he was like, I'd love to pick your brain. I don't want to mess this up. Courtney, my sister, loves to travel, but she also told him, I want you to plan this vacation, and I don't want to be the one that books everything. I want you to do the trip. I was like, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't mind planning, so Luke doesn't have a lot to say. I'll be like, hey, do you want to do this? He's like, yeah, that sounds fun. And I plan it. However, she was like, my hands are off the wheel. So he was like, hey, I need help. And when I was in Germany and he was trying to plan the engagement, he was like, hey, do you have a minute to talk? And I'm talking to him, and mind you, it was a 6-hour time difference. And he is like, so this is what I'm thinking. So for the engagement, he's like, this, and this. And I was like, okay, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? There's these options. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I was like, I'm a planner. I love to plan. I love to travel, all these things. So talking through things helped him plan the engagement that he had. They did it the weekend before I was flying home. Otherwise, I would have been there, because he invited all of us to be there after the engagement or after the proposal for a party. And I was like, oh, it's fine. I will make my way up to New York, which I did during that weekend for Lady Gaga. I did get to go see Courtney and Justin. All right, you guys, we need to do the eyes. I can keep talking, but let's do the eyes real quick. All right. Gonna go into the shade Mauvette. So he is with her right now, and this morning I was helping him book the hotel so before I leave the country, I'm gonna have my hotel booked. Guys are not always the same. But he was also trying to okay, we're here, she's enjoying this, maybe she'd like that. So we've been brainstorming for probably about a month now. And so this morning we were able to book his hotel for Tuscany, which is gorgeous. And I think she's gonna absolutely love it. But we were going through different options for countries that, once you're in Europe, you can bounce around wherever and take a 2-hour flight or a 3-hour flight and be, for me, from Norfolk to New York is an hour flight, or flying to DC is like a 45-minute or a 30-minute flight. So once they were in Europe, it just honestly, it didn't matter. So he had some ideas, and I was like, okay, well, what were her preferences? And he's like, beach, sunny, warm weather. And one of the places that he had brought up, which was, I think, Budapest, he was like, it'd be great. I said, except you're going in fall months. Her birthday is in September. Over there, it's starting to get cold, wet, and rainy, which does not tick off beaches and sun and warmth. And he's like, oh. I was like, you can do it because she'd probably love it. Or in the summer or spring to summer, you take her and do that trip when it's warmer. Now we're going to go into the shade Temptation. So he went with Spain and Italy for her birthday this year, which is awesome. We were also talking about Japan, but I really wanted to do Japan. When I was looking, if I was able to, I have enough points on American that I could literally cover my entire trip to Japan and still have points left over. And I was like, it would have been free to fly over there, because if you've never flown to Japan, it gets expensive. Flights start out $1,000. But it's fine. They didn't go to Japan this year. Maybe next year. We'll see what happens. Or maybe Luke will get stationed in Japan and we'll go back. But yeah, so they are currently in Europe. And this morning I got up and I was helping him finalize his last hotel. And then on top of that, I was doing my order for Sephora. I was like, okay. Now, it is much later than I planned on getting ready, but after helping him out and having coffee, I was not feeling okay this morning. Like, my stomach I had the worst cramps. It's that time of the month, and I'm not going to overshare. I'm not going to go into too many details, but like, I don't usually have that issue. Today was brutal. I was curled up in a ball, and finally my stomach stopped hurting, and I was like, all right, we're gonna go and pick up the Sephora order because I really want to try that foundation from Natasha Denona. I do also have the Alamar Cosmetics. This is the Colorette Blush Trio. I have medium to tan, and the blush that I put on, the liquid one, is really pretty, but I want to use the shade Toasted to put on top of it. I just want it to be a little bit more and add some color. I love how like melty these powder blushes are from Alamar. They're just gorgeous. And I like to put a powder on top. I had not been doing like blush or powder blush to set my blush. I was like, that's just too much. That's too many steps. But it's been a game changer. My blush lasts so much longer just dipping in once and just putting it on top of my blush, my cream blush. And I think one of you guys had actually suggested, and I was like, no, like I see everyone else doing it. Like, do I really need to do that? Yes, I do. Okay, I do have the Benefit Glow La La, this highlighter. So I had picked my shade up in Luna, which is a light medium. Now, you guys. So I had my shipping issues with Sephora. Very helpful. They did, I think I got derailed in that conversation. They were not able to fulfill the foundation. So they refunded that back. They also put points onto my account for the issue. It's fine. I didn't ask for that. But super helpful. Everything else did show up that they just reordered it for me. But when the foundation came into stock this morning, I was like, oof, I'm just gonna go pick it up in store. Now with this, I ordered this from Ulta and it was smashed to smithereens. Well, super helpful. I drove in because I looked to see if they had it in stock at my Ulta. I drove in and I was like, hey, and they're like, you're not the first person that's happened to. And I was like, oh, okay. It's so buttery smooth. And I did go end up swatching it in store. Like, look how gorgeous that is. That is breathtaking. There's not a mirror in here, which is fine. I have my mirror right here. But it is such a nice formula. The downside is if you ship it, they have even they're like, we've already contacted corporate. Like, they know this is a known problem. But it's best to go into store and purchase it, because they've had a couple where the people have been receiving it in the mail and it's just unsavable. It looks like confetti. And I had the conversation with the manager and I was like, I hate having to return a product. And they're like, nope, we get it. We know this is an issue. We've let the corporate offices know. They've reached out to the brand. Like, they know that it's happening. But it's such a buttery, smooth, like such a beautiful formulation. I love how it looks. There are like 5 or 6 different shades for the highlighter. Absolutely gorgeous. So buttery smooth. I may have picked up too much. Yeah, I got carried away putting it on the brush. But you guys know I love a beautiful beaming highlighter. Just tap in ever so slightly. Gorgeous. Love that. Okay, I do have a brow pen. This one I received in my subscription box is from the brand Shine. I have their brow wand. I think it's in the shade medium. I'm not sure. There's no shade name on here, but I got this in my subscription box last night as well. And it's kind of like a teardrop shape. It's a larger applicator. It's fine. And there's a spoolie, so we're gonna go in and see if we can get this to flick through the brows. It seems like August was like not the best time for me to order stuff because, so what was it? Icon box from Ipsy. That one, the Patrick Ta palette had a smattered eyeshadow. They were upset. Sephora didn't even deliver the box. Like it was in shipment USPS or UPS, neither, like whichever company had it, they didn't deliver it. It was damaged. Don't know where. And then Ulta, the Benefit highlighter was just confetti. Like August was not the month to order anything. I'm really hoping, because I have a couple of things that I've ordered recently and I'm like, please let them just survive. Please let them just arrive in one piece. It happens. But the other thing is, if you are like nice to whoever is on the phone with you, they're very helpful. They will take care of you. There's no reason in being rude. It's not their fault that this happened. I've been very lucky that the customer service that I received has been impeccable. Because there's some that in the past, I've dealt with them. I don't order from them directly. I will order from Sephora or Ulta to get their items because their customer service is not great from the brand themselves. And I was actually in Anastasia Beverly Hills a couple years ago. It was a Cosmos palette and then there was another one and they were like back to back. Both of those palettes showed up and they were completely demolished. And when I sent them photos, like that the box looked like it had imploded. They're like, the second time it happened, they're like, oh, this looks like a pattern. I just want to review the eyeshadow palette. So I don't order from their actual like website anymore. If I want something from their brand, I just order it from Sephora or Ulta. And if I can pick it up in store, I'll go pick it up in store. We open the package before I leave and then I've told the story like when I'm like, oh, can we open this up and check it before I leave? And they're like, and I tell them the story and they're like, we can open it up. And I was like, all right, thanks. I just want to make sure. Because the other thing is driving to like my closest Sephora is 30 to 45 minutes. My closest Ulta is 20 minutes. I don't want to be on the roads in Hampton Roads. It's funny because I watched some of the like Insta Reels and TikToks recently with the bridge tunnel like expansion. And everyone's like, why can't you drive in Hampton Roads? And I'm like, because none of us are from here. And everyone's from a different state or country. And they're based off their own like state driving restrictions is what they're remembering. It is actually quite funny because we've been having this conversation about the highway and roads and drivers. We're all military. None of us, most of us, did not grow up in this area on the highways here. You would think that we'd be able to adapt. No. All right, this went on so smoothly and so seamlessly. Just kind of filled in. I just kind of filled in where like the gaps were and then brushed it through. I'm gonna go do this eye. I don't have anything new for liner. I do have new mascara and I have a lip tint. So I'll be back for those. Okay guys, for mascara, Catrice sent me their Hyper Lash Mascara. I'm super stoked for this. So there's 4 different types. So there's 2 shades of black. One is gonna be waterproof. I have the non-waterproof variation. There's this burgundy shade and then there's a brown. But this mascara is going to be released, or it's already released on TikTok Shop, started on September 1st. So this is volume and jaw-dropping length without clumps, lightweight longwear formula, and has a precision fiber brush, grabs every lash from root to tip. I'm excited for this. So I don't know that I need burgundy today, but I'm excited to try out the black. Ooh, that is a big brush. Interesting. There's so many bristles on here. I'm intrigued. So we'll do everything on this eye and then this one has no mascara, nothing. And then it says it's going to retail for $8. So definitely check it out if it's something that you're interested in. You guys, one dip, one coat, like it made it fluffy. Like it's literally pulled them all apart. Okay, that's just one coat. We're going to do the bottom lashes before I do a second one. Wow, that's pretty good payoff with just one dip. I haven't even gone back into the tube to pick up more to apply. Putting that back in there. Now, I did make a bit of a mess right here. So once that's dry, just take a spoolie and you can flake it off. And then underneath, I did the same thing. No more mess. All right, we're gonna do one more coat. I don't think I'm gonna need more than 2 coats on this. That's pretty good payoff. I like how my lashes look right now. It is a little bit drier of a formula, so it's not like, I enjoy when a mascara isn't like super liquidy. It seems to make a big mess when I have a super liquidy one. I think this did a great job coating my eyelashes, and that's 2 coats. All right, let's go ahead and do the other side. Let's make the match. I love when I find a great affordable mascara. This kind of gives me the same vibes as the Charlotte Tilbury Badger Eyes, and that one's expensive. This is a good comparison. Yeah, you guys, I like this mascara. Let's go. One more coat. I think that's all I really need is 2 coats. But my lashes are looking good with this on. You're gonna have to let me know what you think. All right, and then for lips, I have the, what is it, Rom ND. This is their Juicy Lasting Tint. I have mine in the shade Fig Fig. I've been loving the juicy tints. All right, so nothing on my lips. That's a pretty shade. Okay, I'm gonna give it a second to let it sit. I'm going to take it off so we can see what the tint looks like before I reapply it or put a gloss on, but I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so this has been on my lips for about 2 minutes. I have my little micellar like makeup wipe. So it's not an actual like makeup remover. It's just a micellar water wipe. I just want to see what it looks like when I go. So just wiping off the lip, that's what that looks like. That's pretty. It is a little bit deeper than what I normally have as far as my lip color. It's really pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and reapply it, and then when this fades out later, I'll put a regular lip gloss on it. Now the one thing I will say, and I like these, they're pretty. However, I like the Kulfi lip oil tints. They're juicier. And it's just preference. Okay, you guys, final look. I really like how my makeup's turned out. I said it, like, I like the glossiness of the Kulfi lip oils, but also once it's on as a tint, you can go and put whatever lip gloss you want on top of it, whether you want something to amplify, and when it fades out, you just have the lip tinted color. It's all about preference. They're nice, they're shiny, they're pretty. I like the color on this one, but I hadn't tried theirs before. I saw it on Ulta and I was like, ooh, I should try that out. I like this shade. Eyeshadow palette, really gorgeous because it can definitely be one of those everyday palettes for me. Now the foundation looks gorgeous on the skin. I like how it looks right now, and granted, the primer is supposed to blur and hide fine lines. I can still, like, I can see where it didn't completely fall in, but I'd be interested to try this foundation with a different primer. I think I would like the primer with still putting the Tarte Timeless on top of it. I liked how my skin was nice and glowy, and my skin looks very healthy right now. You're gonna have to let me know, have you tried any of these things out? Are you planning on picking up any of these products? Put it in the comments, let's have that conversation. But you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to big thumbs up. Until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.